Hello everyone, welcome to Keats Auto and Truck Repair. It is the next day. We got the fuel pump for this Lexus LX 430 that we're working on. We did the test yesterday. We determined that this vehicle needs a fuel pump. I got a new fuel pump and a new fuel pump filter here. We're gonna install these components, and after that this vehicle should be able to start. Hopefully our spark is gonna be there. Okay, if we have spark and we have fuel delivery to the injectors, this engine should start. Now, before we go in the vehicle, I want to give a shout out to Kyler, our famous cameraman. Kyler being behind the camera. Thank you very much for everything that you're doing, Kyler. And also, this is going to be part 2 of this Lexus video, right, Kyler? Okay, so part 2 it is. So I'm going to show you guys the part number. Kyler, if you can show everyone these numbers here. So this is the fuel pump part number, and this is the fuel pump filter part number. All right, so with that being said, let's go in the vehicle so we can get this fuel pump installed. All right, so now I'm gonna disconnect the electrical connector of the fuel pump. We're gonna push that out of the way, and then we're gonna disconnect this little plastic clip over here. Come on, baby. And then we're gonna disconnect this line. Man, this thing is leaking like crazy. The fuel tank must be full. So I'm gonna remove all these bolts, all these fuel pump assembly bolts. There are 8mm bolts. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. These fuel pumps, some of them have fuel regulators on them that leaks out. So if you have a leaking fuel regulator, that can cause all the pressure, the fuel pressure that the pump is going to build, to leak back into the tank. But usually when that happens, you would hear fuel leaking back in the tank, which we didn't hear yesterday when we were doing our testing. So I'm gonna remove all these bolts, and then we're gonna remove the pump. Perfect. So now this should be able to come up. I can lift this up now. Okay, so we're gonna have to disconnect this line right here. There we go. Easy peasy. Oh, look how dirty this filter is. Do you see these little particles on the filter? Yeah, this filter is clogged. Okay, so we have to take this apart so we can replace the fuel pump. Okay, so let's take this to the bench so we can get the fuel pump changed from this unit. So here's our fuel sending unit. So we are going to replace the pump. So this is the fuel pressure regulator and the pump is over here. So this piece over here comes out. So we have a couple of tabs here that we have to push. There. So we got this one here released. And then there's another one here. We have to do this carefully. I'm trying to push all these tabs. Yeah, there. Come on. Oh, there's another one over here. There we go. Okay, so this goes right here on the pump. All right. Now, I didn't hear the regulator draining back. Usually when this regulator goes bad, it drains gas back in the tank. So I don't think we need to change this regulator. We're just gonna change the filter and the pump. So we're gonna pull the pump out by disconnecting the electrical connector of it. Okay. There. So the pump just slides out like that. So you disconnect the electrical connector of the pump right there. There's a little tab. You push back and then you disconnect the connector and here comes the pump. Okay. So this is what we're going to trash. Now let's grab our new one. The seal back there looks good. So this is how it looks in there. Okay. Now let's grab our new pump. Let's see if it looks identical to the one that we have. We got some instructions. Who reads instructions? I'll read them. Maybe I'll read them off camera, okay? It's always good to read instructions, guys. I'll put this on the screen. You guys can pause this and read it if you would like to read it. This is the back. But I'll read this off camera. All right. And then here's our pump. No, it's wrong. Oh. Are you kidding me? As you can see, the connector looks different. Dang it, I wanted to finish this today. I gave them the VIN number, all the information. Look at what they sent me. Now there's some type of, there's a kit here. I guess, are you supposed to replace this wiring? Oh, I hate this. This is gonna put me behind. Because even the wiring they sent is not right. This wiring is not right. I mean, it's gonna hook here. But this doesn't even look like the one we have on the sending unit. All right, I'm gonna have to return this fuel pump and get the right one. It's Friday today. We're probably gonna get the right one on Monday. And then once we get the right one, I'll bring you guys back up so we can install it to our to our old sending unit. And then we should be good to go. So, that's a bummer. All right, so I'll get the right fuel pump and then I'll bring you guys back up. All right, so Kyle is laughing behind the camera. All right, now we know we got the wrong pump. I'm gonna return this pump to the store. And as I was getting ready to pack this pump, to put this pump back in the box and take it to the store, I was wondering, I said, let me just double check what we did, okay? I know we did the right diagnosis, the pump is defective, but what about if the pump is not bad, but it's the regulator? I was explaining to Kyler off camera earlier, usually when you have a regulator that's draining fuel back in the tank, you will hear noise. When you crank the engine, after you remove the bottom piece of the back seat, you will hear noise coming from the tank. You should be able to hear it. Sometimes it's pretty loud. You can hear gas draining back in the tank. So that kind of told me the regulator is not the issue, although we could still have a regulator problem. So I wanted to check and double check to be 1000% sure that the issue is the pump. So what I decided to do before we take this back to the store, I wanted to send power and ground to this pump to see if it's gonna run. Okay, if it runs, then that would tell me that the pump is not the issue. I believe it is, but let's check. Now this filter is filthy, it's dirty. We're gonna have to change it. I have water here. We can put this in water to see if it's gonna pump water out, or let's send power to it to see if it's going to run. Now I have a jump pack over here and I have my power probe here. I'm gonna use my power probe to send power and ground to the pump. So this jumper wire is connected to the power probe ground. So I'm gonna connect this to ground. Okay, so I'm sending power and ground to the pump. So if this pump is good, we should hear it run. Okay, so when I attach my power probe to the other pin of the pump, I hear an audible sound. So which means my power probe is getting ground through the winding of the pump. So watch this. Nothing is happening. Can you hear it, Kyler? Nothing. So actually, let me see if I can bring my mic down here. There's my mic. Watch this. So this pump is dead, okay? This pump is not working. So we made the right call. This pump is defective. Now, although we're going to return this pump to the store, the connector is wrong. I would like to turn this on. If this pump is good, when we turn it on, it should run. Okay. So I'm gonna send, there's a plus and minus sign over here on this connector. So I'm gonna send the ground on this pin here. And then I'm gonna send power over here. I'm gonna put my mic close to it. I hope you can hear it. Can you hear it? Kyla, can you hear it?
Oh yeah.
There you go. So this pump is working, this one is not. So we made the right call. This vehicle needs a fuel pump. After we install the right fuel pump, this vehicle should start. Unless we have a spark problem, which I might deal with after we figure this out first, after we replace the pump. So I heard cameraman Kyler is very difficult to convince. Are you convinced, Kyler?
Yeah.
Someone told me it's difficult to convince Kyler. Are you convinced, cameraman Kyler? Do you think it needs a pump?
I think so.
Yeah? Okay. Cool. So we're going to get the right pump and then we'll bring you guys back up. A couple of days later, we got the right fuel pump for this Lexus. Here is the part number for the pump. Where is it? Okay, right here. This is the part number of the right pump and this is the part number for the filter. So I'm gonna take the old pump out of this assembly here. Okay, so we're gonna pull this out. We're just gonna pry it out, just like that. How's the light out here? Is it good? So here comes the old pump. I'm gonna grab the new one. Now, there is a test that I forgot about when we were doing our testing. The other test I could have done to figure out if the pump was defective. I mean, we know the pump is defective, but the other test I could have done was gonna be a current test with an amp clamp, because I could have used an amp clamp to do a current measurement. Okay, so I'm gonna slide this out. We're gonna put this over here. Now remember the pump we had last time, the connector was different, but this one has the same connector. So we are good there. Now we're gonna install the filter. Because if I had used an amp clamp to see the current ramp of the pump, I would have also known that the pump was defective, because that old pump was not going to draw any current because it's defective. So we're going to install this right here. Just like that. And then there's a little locking ring that goes over here. Perfect. All right, so we're good. So everything in here looks pretty good. I don't think we need to remove. There's a little O-ring in here. I don't think we need to take it out. It's good. I'm not gonna remove it. So now we're gonna install this pump here. So I'm gonna make sure the electrical connector is lined up. You guys won't see what I'm doing, but I'm gonna make sure the electrical connector is lined up here, and then I'm gonna connect it. This is the fun part. Everything is so tight here. Yeah, just like that. Nice. I heard the connector click. We're just gonna push that like that. And then this is gonna go, let's see, like this. There's this piece of rubber that goes over here. What's going on here? It's plastic stuff. You gotta be very careful when you install this because this stuff breaks very easily. What? Come on. Okay. What's going on here? Why is this thing not going in? Aftermarket parts. You see the difference? This one is slightly taller than this one. That's why it's not going in. I wonder, do I need to remove this? Or maybe this is crazy. Let me try to remove this sleeve, but I don't know if it's gonna make it leak because I don't want to have an internal leak. Let me see. Let's see if yeah. I don't know. What do you do in a situation like this, Kyler? What should we do? The customer wants their vehicle back, and we've been waiting for this pump for a couple of days now. It's not gonna go in. What about if I remove this? Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. It's not gonna go in, it's too long. Aftermarket parts. I should have just ordered it from Toyota.
Do they have it?
No, they don't have it. They're probably having to order it. It's probably gonna take a day or so to get. This is ridiculous. Yeah, because I mean, it's not gonna work. And I don't want to force it because if it's not sitting well, you know, if it's not sitting well, it might leak internally and that can prevent all the fuel pressure and volume to get to the engine. Let me call the Toyota dealership. You can keep filming this. Everybody can see what we have to go through sometimes.
Our cars, Toyota of Frederick. Press 1 for sales, 2 for service, or 3 for parts. For all other...
Thank you for calling Toyota Parts. Please hold for the next available agent.
Thank you for calling Darkers Toyota. This is Sean. How can I help you?
Hey Sean, this is Dio calling from Keats Auto and Truck Repair. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I have a Lexus here. Do you guys, can you look up parts for this?
If you have a part number, I can see if it crosses over to a Toyota part number, but I don't have a Lexus catalog to look up parts.
Oh, so you won't even be able to look it up?
No.
If I give you the
best
VIN.
thing to do, call Lexus dealer, grab a part number from them, and then give us a call back, and we can see if that transfers over.
Okay, sounds good. I'll call them right now. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Oh, I think I remember. I think this is what they told me last time. They couldn't, because the dealership we have here in Frederick is a Toyota dealership, not a Lexus dealership. I mean, usually it's the same, but we have to call the Lexus dealership. And then, because yeah, I think that's what I did last time. I called them. They couldn't tell me anything. Then I called Napa, and then Napa had it. I ordered it from Napa. Not trying to throw Napa under the bus. They've been great to us, but sometimes they make us go through.
Provide the very best service. This call may be recorded.
Now let's call the Lexus of Rockville. It's now Orisman
Thank you for calling
Lexus.
Orisman Lexus of Rockville.
Orisman's buying all these
If you know your
dealerships,
party's
man.
extension, please dial
These
it now.
people,
For new car sales, dial 1.
they own all the
Pre-owned
dealerships
sales,
here.
Dial 2. For service, dial 3. And for parts, dial 4. For other
I know, hey, good for them. I mean, you know, even the Audi dealership is now Orisman. The Honda dealership is Orisman. Hi, this is Dio calling from Keats Auto and Truck Repair. I don't think I have an account with you guys, but I'm looking for a fuel pump for a Lexus LS 430. I can give you the last 8 of the VIN. You want the full VIN or last 8 of the VIN?
No, just the last 8.
Last 8? Okay. Let's see. The last 8 of the VIN is, let's see, it is 55001190.
And you're looking for what again?
The fuel pump.
Okay. We don't have that part. We have to actually order it.
Okay. If you order it today, when are you gonna have it?
I'll give you that answer in just a second. I'll have it tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay. Perfect. What's the part number on that?
It's gonna be 23221.
I'm sorry, let's start over. You said 232
Yes.
and then 21.
311.
Oh, 232.
50.
Sorry.
No. You got it right. You had it right. I was just telling you the rest.
Okay,
Let me
so
start all over.
yeah.
232
Mhm.
21
Mhm.
311
31
50.
31150.
50. Yes.
Okay, let me repeat that to you. So 232 21 31150.
Yes.
Okay. And how much is it?
Are you a mechanical shop or a body shop?
We're a mechanical shop.
All right. So
How much? How much?
list price is $677.85.
677.85 cents. Okay.
Your price is $542.28.
Okay. Wow. All right.
And because I don't have your tax ID, it does add $32.54 of tax.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me. All right. Let me get back to you on this one.
Will do.
Okay. Thanks. This thing's not cheap. 677.80. Wow. Almost $700. Now let me call the Toyota because I deal with my Toyota guys here.
Dark Horse Toyota of Frederick.
Let's see if they can
Press 1
cross
for
this
sales,
number.
2 for service, or 3 for parts. For all other inquiries, press 0 for the operator.
What did he say? Press 3 for parts?
Thank you for calling Toyota Parts. Please hold for the next available agent.
Thank you for calling Dark Horse Auto Parts. This is Travis. How can I help you?
Travis, this is Dio calling from Keats Auto and Truck Repair. How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. I have a Lexus part number here for you. It's a fuel pump. I got the part number from the Lexus dealer, so let's see if you can cross it or find it there. So the part number is 2322 131150.
Yep, your price is $348.50. List for $410 even.
Do you have it?
No, I do not.
Ooh.
And you're probably at least 3 to 5 days out.
Oh, really? Oh, dang.
Yep.
3 to 5 days. Whoa. I thought you were gonna tell me next day. I thought you were gonna say tomorrow.
Nope, there's only 21 left in the country.
Oh, really? Dang.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good. Let me see if I can get it somewhere else. But if not, I'll call you back so you can order it.
Okay.
All right. Thanks. It looks like I gotta call back the Lexus dealership. We gotta get it from Lexus, although it's pretty much twice as much. So now, actually, question to you guys, to those of you that own shops, what do you do in a situation like this? Because I already quoted the customer, I already made the estimate. I made the estimate based on this Delphi part. And when we buy parts from our vendors here, we have discounted prices that we get these parts at. They sell these parts to us for a certain price, and then we mark them up a little bit, and that's just how shops stay profitable. That's how everybody gets paid, and that's how we keep our doors open. But now, if I get the pump from the Lexus dealership, it's gonna be pretty much twice more. It's gonna be more expensive. So what do? Do you go back to the customer and say, hey, Mr. Customer, the part I got is wrong. I have to get another one and you have to pay us more money for the part? Or do I just have to eat this and lose money on this job? So let me know in the comment section if you are dealing with this. If you are a consumer watching this, if you didn't have a shop, you're a consumer that likes to watch these kind of videos. If a shop was working on your car and they ran across this situation that we have come across, how would you prefer that shop to communicate and tell you what's happening? Would you be okay if that shop called you and said, Mr. Customer, we need a couple $100 from you, a couple more dollars? Or would that shop just eat it? Because at this point, I don't think I did something wrong. We didn't do anything wrong. We ordered the part. The first one we ordered was wrong, because what I do is we have a system here. We have a shop management system called TechMetric. That's how we generate all our invoices and everything. We put the VIN number in. We also use Parts Tech. Parts Tech pretty much puts all our vendors in one specific platform. We look across vendors, we find parts, and we order them. So the first one I ordered, we ordered them through the VIN number of this vehicle, and the part came here, it was wrong. We got the second one, the connector is the same, but the pump is too long. Let me pull it out. Jeez, now it's stuck. I don't want to break this thing. Whoops. Yeah, so connector is the same, but the part is too, this one, the aftermarket one is too tall. So that's why this cap won't go in, because this one is too tall. So we have to get the original one. And you guys heard the prices. I hope the camera picked it up. You heard the prices. The one from Lexus is $677. $677.80. So what do you think, cameraman Kyler? What should we do? Because I remember I took a training class a while ago on shop management. You know, in the class, the instructor said the labor is what pays for your salary, and then parts, because a shop sells labor and parts. Your parts margin, what you make from parts, is what pays for your rent, your electricity bill, your taxes, and everything else. So if we're losing money on parts, we won't be open next year. And we don't want that to happen. So, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I'll be curious to see what you guys are going to say. So, I'm going to take pictures. You know, I'm going to take pictures and send the pictures to the customer. I told the customer the vehicle was going to be done today because I was going to get the right parts today, but the right part is not right. The one we got is not right. So I'm going to take pictures, tell him that the vehicle is not going to be done today. I'm going to have to call the Lexus dealership. We're going to get it from the Lexus dealership because they're going to get it tomorrow. And then I'll tell the customer that this one is going to be more expensive. And I don't know though. Should I charge him more? I think it's fair to say, Mr. Customer, the one we're going to get from Lexus is going to be, I don't even remember. I got to look at the estimate. I don't know how much we charged him for this one, you know. At this point, I just want to get it fixed and take care of the customer. Even if we don't make money on the part, but I just want to at least break even and you know, and get the customer's car fixed. So I'm gonna leave this right over here. I will call the customer off camera. Should we put this on camera? Yeah, let's do it. No, you don't know?
I don't know.
I don't mind.
Okay.
Let's call him. Let's call him. Okay. I am gonna go in the shop and figure out how much we charged him for last time so I can know the price difference, and then I'll be right back. So I went in the shop and looked at the estimate that we sent to the customer. Actually, the pump, this pump that I quoted to the customer is a lot cheaper than what the dealer, can talk. All right, guys. So I went in the shop and looked at the estimate that we sent to the customer last time about this job. The pump that I quoted the customer, this one, was actually a lot cheaper. Obviously, you know, it's not OEM, so it's going to be cheaper. So the price difference is about $150. So now what I'm going to do is I'm thinking about whether, because if we add $150 from what the customer paid us, it's going to cover the price of the pump. That's not even marking it up. So should we still mark it up? If we mark it up, the price is going to go even higher. And to be honest, since this has been a lot of back and forth, I'm not going to mark it up, okay? I'm going to take a loss on this, on the parts. That's fine. We'll be fine, okay? At this point, I just want to fix the car, take care of the customer, and then move on to the next vehicle. So what I want to do now is I want to call the customer and explain to the customer what's going on, and then I'm going to tell the customer that it's going to be a little bit more. So let's see what he says. I'm going to call him. Hopefully he's going to pick up. Now, I already did call the Lexus dealership off camera. I already ordered the right fuel pump from the Lexus dealership. It's going to be here tomorrow, although I haven't gotten the go ahead from the customer yet, but I already went ahead and ordered it because I'm sure the customer will tell us to do it. I mean, they want their car back. This car has been sitting here for a couple of days. So let's call the customer and then I'll tell the customer what's going on. Okay, so the customer didn't pick up. I believe he's not available right now. I'm sure he's gonna call us back in a little bit. So I'm gonna end this right over here. Here's what I'm deciding to do. The customer is still gonna pay us our diagnosis and our labor to install the fuel pump. But since there was too back and forth already, because when I ordered the first pump, I told the customer that we were gonna get the pump on that day and fix the vehicle. So the pump came wrong. You guys saw that. I mean, you guys will see that. That video will probably be part 1. I don't know which part it's gonna be. Maybe it's gonna be part of this one. I don't know. We'll figure that out. So first pump was wrong. Second pump is also wrong. So at this point, I'm very frustrated, but hey, you know, sometimes things don't always go the way we want them to go. And you know, we always have to control the controllables. Things that we can't control, what can we do? So I am gonna get the pump from the Lexus dealership. I'm not gonna mark it up. The customer is gonna pay what I'm gonna pay at the dealership, and then we'll get the customer back on the road as soon as we get that pump. So I'm gonna leave this right over here. I wanted to record my conversation with the customer, but unfortunately he didn't pick up. So let me know in the comment section, how would you, if you were dealing with this, what you would have done. Let me know. How would you deal with this? So let us know in the comment section. I will bring you guys back up once I get the right fuel pump from the Lexus dealership. Thanks for being here. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Cameraman Kyler, thanks for being behind the camera. See you guys next time. All right, guys, it is the next day. We got a brand new fuel pump from the Lexus dealership. Cameraman Kyler went on a parts run this morning. So Kyler went and picked up this fuel pump assembly from the Lexus dealership. So Kyler. Matt is trying to get credit while he's not even here. Kyler, thank you for doing that. Okay, so here's the part number. Let's show everyone the part number. This is the part number of the fuel pump. We also got the filter from the Lexus dealership. So Kyler, once again, thank you for picking up this part. So check this out. What do you think, Kyler? You think this is gonna work?
I hope so.
I can already tell the difference. This is short. Remember the other one yesterday was really tall? This is gonna work. So now let's get this old pump out of this fuel sending unit. And the weather has been crappy here, so I hope that it doesn't rain. It's windy outside and I hope you guys can hear what I'm saying. All right, so we're gonna remove this little plastic cap over here. Remember yesterday we couldn't fit the other pump because it was too long. And luckily, the customer was very understanding. I explained this to the customer off camera. The customer understood, and he said, Dio, go ahead and get the OEM fuel pump. So that's what we're getting. So I'm gonna pull this pump out. There we go. Now let's compare it to this one. What do you guys think? You think it's gonna work? Of course, it's OEM. It's better work. It better work. So I'm gonna put this piece over here. And then we're gonna install the filter. The strainer, I guess that's how they call it. Strainer, fuel pump strainer. But we're missing something. There's a little metal piece. That's supposed to go here. What the heck? I guess this one just fits tightly. You see this little metal piece over here? The new one didn't come with it. But it goes in pretty tight, so I don't think the filter is gonna come off. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. What do you think, Kyler? It's good, right? Hey, we got this from the dealership. They didn't give us the piece, so I guess we don't need it. All right. It's the moment of the truth. Let's see if this one is going to work. It should. So now I'm going to make sure that the connector is lined up with the piece over here. Come on. All right, I'm gonna have to go grab a pick in the shop. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna use this pick over here to get our connector lined up. Come on, baby. It's going at an angle. Why? There. There we go. Perfect. Right there. Nice. I heard it snap. So now I'm gonna make sure that this tube is lined up here. Push it. Easy peasy. I mean, you can tell the difference now, right? Look at that. You gotta love OEM parts. Although they're very expensive sometimes, but no effort. Jeez. Man. All right, cool. So the new pump has been installed. The connector is connected. We are good to go. Everything is back on. The fuel sending unit seal looks good, so we're now going to change that. Now we're going to install this piece. So this is ready to go back on. So bad fuel pump. So now we're going to install our fuel pump sending unit. I'm going to install this hose first that goes over here. I'm gonna push it all the way, and then this clamp is gonna go up here, just like that. And then so let me make sure that so this hose needs to be turned this way. Just like that. Nice. Okay. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this yesterday, but I'm going to mention it again. So I apologize if I'm being repetitive. I know some people call me Mr. CRO. Do you know what that means, Kyler? CRO, Chief Repeating Officer. So I tend to repeat myself a lot. I'm working on it, by the way. I don't want to be repeating myself too much, but I just want to make sure I say what I have to say and I cover all my bases and I give as much info out there as I can. I'm just trying to help.
Who's calling you that?
Now Kyler wants to go find that person. No, to be honest, nobody did. I just made it up.
Keep a lookout.
Anyways, so the other test we could have done to check the pump was going to be using an amp clamp. To those of you that are scope users, you can use an amp clamp and measure the current draw of the pump. And since we had power and ground at the pump, and the pump was clearly dead, it wasn't going to draw any current. So that was going to be another telltale sign of a defective pump, if the pump wasn't going to draw any current. Okay. Now, it's kind of raining a little bit outside. It's drizzling, I guess, right? It's not raining, it's drizzling. We're going to get the car started. Once the car starts, we're going to end the video. I'm not going to show you the process of putting the back seat back on. You know, this vehicle came here on a tow truck, so once we get it started, that would mean it's fixed. And then we're gonna have to move this around and drive it in the shop so we can put everything back together and button everything up, and then we should be good to go. What do you think, Kyler? You think it's gonna start?
Sure hope so.
I still wonder why we didn't have spark last time. Remember there was no spark coming out of the ignition coil? I don't know what that was all about. I don't know. We shall see. I mean, we clearly didn't have fuel pressure. So all right. So we got the line connected. Now I'm going to connect the electrical connector of the pump. Actually, we already checked the wiring, so we can close this little lead back on. Close it. Nice. It is the moment of the truth. What do you think?
I think I'll start.
Yeah. I remember when I was working at Clever, when we were working on projects, and then so I remember I think it was an engine I was doing. I rebuilt an engine on a tractor. So, you know, when I got everything back together and I was getting ready to start it, and then my boss, Nick, my boss at the time was like, now you're gonna see what it's like to see a black man cry. I was like, what do you mean? He said, well, if it doesn't start, I can see you crying right now. I was like, no, I'm gonna figure it out. He goes, well, you take so much pride in what you do. I think if it doesn't start, you're gonna cry. All right, let's go check it out. Let's see if it's gonna start. All right, so the battery is a little bit weak. So we're gonna connect our jump box to the battery. I know some of you have made fun of my jump box. Eventually we'll get another one, but for now, this is all we have. And it works, so. All right, now we don't have our pressure gauge connected to the fuel line, and I also tightened the fuel line back up, so everything here under the hood is reconnected. So it's the moment of the truth. I'm gonna cycle the key a couple times to prime the system. Yay! It's running! That makes me happy. We're gonna have another happy customer. Now my question is, were we missing spark? Or we probably just couldn't see it in our eyes. I mean, was I blind? You also couldn't see it, right? That's very odd. I'm curious, guys, to those of you who are maybe Lexus specialists, or to those of you that work on Lexuses all the time. I mean, I tend to be more of a generalist, if you will. Like I work on all makes and models. I mean, for me, anything that has an engine and wheels, I can work on it. I tend to rely on basic principles and fundamentals of mechanics instead of trying to be a specialist. So my question is this normal? Or maybe was the coil not being turned because there was no fuel? Was the coil not being turned on because there was no fuel pressure? Which I don't think so, because we looked at the voltages on the scope. We had ground and power at the coil. We also had the control coming from the engine computer. So the coil would have fired, and it didn't. Unless my spark tester was bad. There's also a possibility that I have a bad spark tester. But then, no, because we also did another test with a test light, and there was no spark jumping out of the coil. Cameraman, Kyle is laughing at me behind the camera. I don't know. I would like to know. I'm just curious at this point. You know, I'm like, what caused that? Okay, let me turn off the engine. Let's try it one more time. Very good. Very good. So let me get my jump box out of the way. Actually, this engine sounds good. Let me rev it up. Whoa! A little bit of white smoke. Can you show that? A little bit of white smoke. A little bit of white smoke coming out of the tailpipe, but it's very smooth. So there was no codes in the engine computer, so we don't have any codes to clear. Right now, we just need to take it on a test drive and make sure everything is good. We're gonna check all the fluids. We're gonna check the coolant level, oil. We're gonna check the coolant level, engine oil, maybe transmission fluid. We'll bring it in the shop and give it a once over while it's here, because every time a customer brings a vehicle to our shop, we always inspect it. Okay, we're gonna inspect it. If we find anything wrong, we're gonna present everything we find to the customer. If there's anything that needs to be recommended, we're gonna recommend, and then it's up to the customer to make the decision. I believe in educating the customer so they can make the right decision about their vehicle. So we are done. I'm gonna turn off the engine. like I said, we're not gonna show you the process of putting everything back together as far as the back seat is concerned. You know, I'm getting wet, it's drizzling here, so I'm sure cameraman Kyle is getting wet too. So that's it. I mean, it's fixed. This vehicle came on a tow truck, it wasn't running, now it's running. Again, I'm curious. Let me know in the comment section about the spark that we couldn't see. Now, I don't know how many parts we're gonna have about this video. Maybe this will be part 2. So, yeah, if you know why, let me know, because I don't know. What I was thinking in the back of my mind was, after we replace the fuel pump and we get fuel pressure to the injector, if we have enough fuel going to the injectors, if it still doesn't start, then I was gonna go after ignition system and checking, because everything I saw last time at the ignition coil wiring looked fine, but it's running, so we're gonna have another happy customer. I'm gonna leave this right over here. I hope you like the video. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like the video, give it a thumb down. But if you do, tell us why, so we can make better videos in the future. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Cameraman Kyler, thanks for being here. See you guys next time.